Yeah, charging my battery pack. I really like that solar charger. It's a fast one too. Yeah, I was looking at this sumac. There's a flowering seed part. Now when these are blooming, like trying to pollinate for the seed, they smell really wonderful. It's almost like gardenia or crepe myrtle. It's got a unique, wonderful smell all its own. But you can boil these in like 2-3 changes of water and drink it. It makes a really good tea. It's been a while since I've done it. But yeah, I was gonna show you here on the rail. It almost needs replaced. After so many trains have run over the top of the rail, each axle that crosses the rail mashes that railhead down an itty bitty bit each time. Yeah, look how wide, look at all the surface area, and it's actually cracked all along the edge. It's just been mashed down like a warm snow cone would. This whole piece of rail is like this. Now what they usually do to save money, they'll take this rail and flip it around the other way. That way it can wear a little more even on that other side, get some more miles out of it. Because the inside of the rail is going to get worn down first. This part right here on this half, because of the flange of the wheel hugging over the edge, it just gets mashed down and it kind of curls over like that over time. So they just flip the rail around and let it mash on that side. Yeah, that's a lot of surface area on that rail. Yeah, I was hooking that solar charger up a while ago, and I look up and there's some dude standing like 30 feet from me. He was walking his dog, but he could have said good morning or something to get my attention. Made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I hate when people do that. Yeah, this is pretty convenient. You can catch a train right here, and the dollar store is connected to this building on the other side. Now, I think that's where that guy slept last night. That guy I met with the beer, I think he slept right there because there's a matted down grassy area right there. But I hadn't seen hide nor hair of him. But I was looking at the beer he was drinking, and I've never heard of it. It must be a local generic brand. Goose something. Goose Island. I don't know if that's a local brewery or... Yeah, I made that last video, the wake up one. I actually merged 2 videos together, and that video went up really quick with my data. So I'm not sure the reason for it uploading so fast. I think maybe because it's a lower quality when you make a second copy of something. So let me know if that last video looked less quality. I can't really tell. I'm gonna get my saw out later. I got a little hand saw. Cut that limb back. I keep hitting my dang head on it because I don't really see it right away. till it's too late. Looks like they had a windstorm through here. Yeah, this overpass, man, they have been working on that for a long time. Yeah, I looked in my binoculars down in the yard, and I can't tell if there's an air hose hooked to any of them cuts of cars down there. But they'll hook ground air to a cut of cars after they get it made up and sew it up where they connect the air hoses on each car. And I might do a video on that when I see an opportunity to make one about ground air. It's actually a steel pipe. They run from an air compressor like at a little shop on railroad property, and they run it to about where the end of the cuts of cars are going to be, where they hook the engines up. And then there's a rubber hose that comes off that pipe out of the ground. It's got a valve to turn it on and off, and it's shaped just like one of them air hoses on one end. It's got the glad hands on it, and you hook that to that first car air hose, and it pumps up air in all the system, fills the reservoir tanks, and we just call it ground air. That way, when the engine's finally back in and tie into that cut, a lot of the work's already done. That engine don't have to pump so much air. I know they got 2 or 3 of them here, ground air valves. I seen them when I walked out of the yard the other day. Yeah, these dwarf signal. You don't see too many of the double ones. And that's actually quite a big one. Usually they're only half that tall. They're called a dwarf signal. They barely come out of the ground. And they service them from back here. Well, and there's sumac everywhere. Sue McDonald had a farm. Yeah, welcome to McDonald's. What will you have? Yeah, I'll have a Mac Sumac burger. Yeah, this computer switch controlled by dispatch or the signaling system itself. There's a bar right here that turns that way or it turns that way, both of them. And there's like a thread on the end of it that kind of like how the rear flap of an airline works to control the lateral flap. It'll sit there and spin, and it'll follow along that groove and pull that track over. It'll pull it over and tie this rail into that rail, and on the other end that'll open up just like that is, and then they can go either to the left or the right. But it's all done computerly. The electric motor. That's the electric motor. And it just, see if I can get both in there. It pulls that one rail over and opens the other one on that side, or vice versa. Now in the cold country, they keep this one pretty clean. They usually have a broom that sits out here all the time. But in really cold country like Nebraska and North Dakota, they have a big propane tank that sits out. And there's a chute that's built along the side of the switch for all the moving parts. And when they get ready to hit that switch and it's cold, fire will come out and fill that box up. And they're pretty neat to see them in action. You don't see any flames coming out, but there's fire all along the inside of that tube on the rail, and it heats that oil up. So when it gets ready to switch, it slides easy in that warm oil. It only stays going maybe a minute or two. I'm surprised there ain't one here. They must just not use it often, or They just keep it real clean because sand and dirt gets in that oil, makes it real stiff. And switch don't wanna turn open and shut right. That'd be a neat video to do one of them. But I'm gonna see if this video uploads quick. Then I'll know it's either the quality of the other one or it's just I got better data today because it was early in the morning. I was kind of pushing it there, uploading that so quick. But I'm all ready. Just gotta pack the solar charger away. If the train comes, I'll have plenty of time.